Good morning. Welcome back for the one who attended the previous presentations. My name is Franck Point. I'm the co-founder of Best of France. We're going to talk now for the next 20 to 30 minutes about all those information that you need to know in terms of administration, like visa, and as well as the opportunity for you to get scholarships depending on the program you might follow in France. So we're going to start first with basic information. The first one would be the currency. I guess everybody knows that the euro is a currency in France, in Europe. Just to give you an idea, the exchange rate is fluctuating between 147 Canadian dollars for 1 euro up to 1.56. Let's keep like an average of 1.5. That's easier for everyone to convert the Canadian dollars to the euros. But beside the currency, what is important as well is the purchasing power. Is that more expensive for me as a student to consider studying in France in terms of housing and accommodation? It's always difficult to answer that question. Back in my previous life, when I was working in the hotel industry, I was looking for the after the price strategy of the hotels are open in different countries. I remember back then I would take an index that was based on a product that you will find nowadays almost in every countries, and taking that reference for that product give you a quite good idea about what would be the purchasing power. It's called the Big Mac index. The Big Mac, like in McDonald's, we have restaurants McDonald's have restaurants everywhere in the world. And if I take that as a reference again as an index, the cost of a McDonald's Big Mac sandwich in Paris is $4.78 US dollars. It is $5.11 US dollars in Canada. So as you can see, there's like a 10%, 11% of difference between the two countries. So it costs in Canada 10% more to buy a Big Mac sandwich as it is in Paris. So, of course, you have to put that in perspective with accommodation and other important part of your budget you might consider. But it's always good to have this information in mind. The second slide we're going to talk about is the visa. Obviously, there are absolutely no chance for you to come and join any program in France if you don't have a student visa. Actually, that's quite simple. You have two kinds of student visas. You have the visa, for the studies that are less than 3 months. That could be for an exchange or just for a brief period of time in France. For less than 3 months, it's called the short stay visa. For the visa from 3 to 6 months, it's what we call the long stay visa, and all the exchange that are over 6 months are also called long stay visa, but with more information that are needed to be supplied at the time you arrive in the country. So the next slide is about the information that you need to provide and the link you need to follow to provide those information before you land to France. So it's basically information like where your proof of enrollment, the passport, the pictures, the diplomas, the grades, your personal informations, and the reason why you stay. And in terms of resources as well, make sure that you can sustain to your own expenses during that time in France. So you have to make sure that you have at least 615 euros per month available for your cost of living in France. The next slide now is about the scholarship. That's something that is very important for you to know that is available for any students and students within the European Union or as well as outside the European Union. So for the Canadians, out of the 270 plus scholarship programs, there are 100, a bit more of 100 of those programs that Canadian students can apply for, depending on the profile and the criteria that have been decided. You have basically three kind of scholarship. You have the scholarship that are available directly from the school or university. pertaining to the specific institutions. So just to name them, we have one, it's called the Emily Boutmy Scholarship at Sciences Po. You have another one at Central in Nantes City, which is the Elite Scholarship. So those ones are scholarships, again, that are available within the institution, and then you it's your call to get access to those programs and see if your profile match with the requirements. So feel free, of course, to contact or check on the website first if it's worth for you to apply for the scholarship from those schools, universities. Another kind of scholarship are the one that are provided by the government, the French government, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, some agencies of French education abroad have funds, budget available for students. So feel free to contact them. And then the last one would be scholarships that are provided by different organizations or associations. You have Erasmus, you have the foundation in Lille, which is ULNE. Those are institutions, associations that are here available for any foreigner students, international students to apply and get the scholarship. Very important couple of information aspect about your finance. We're going to cover the work when you are in France, if you can, as a student, work or not. The tax, the vis-a-vis, that's very important for the accommodation. We're going to talk about that. The social security, that is the key thing, as well as the health insurance, and as well as the opening of a bank account. So first, working in France, it is totally possible for students to work in France. You have right to work and study in the same time in France. You have to respect this maximum number of hours, which is 964 hours per year. If you are below those hours, you don't need to have a specific working permit for that. So make sure that if you do not want to apply for the working permit, you find a job that will not take you more than 964 hours per year of work. The minimum wage in France is decided by the government. It is since January the 1st of this year, 10 euros and 25 cents per hour. Obviously, this is the gross wage, so you have to deduct the mandatory social security contributions, which is roughly 20% of these 10.25 dollars. Euros. That will reduce to a net wage per hour in euros of 8 euros and 20 cents per hour. Tax, because as you know, in France we like taxes. As a student, you do have to make sure you pay dues in terms of tax. It's roughly like very minimum, like 100 euros per year. You have to make sure that you register to the through the government website to make sure that you pay dues. So you have no problem with the French government on that. The second important thing as well that is available for you as well is in terms of accommodation. It's always a challenge for foreigners to justify to a landlord when you're looking for accommodation that you have someone who can guarantee you your rent should you not be able to pay for your rent at the end of the month. What it is nowadays is that you have that program, which is somehow something in liaison with the French government. It's called Visali.fr. It's the website where you can get those information. And it is when you apply, when you match with some criteria, start first from the age between 18 and 30 years of age and having, of course, a proof of enrollment to the university or school, you can apply for that. And there are pretty good chance that you will get it. So you just evacuate the problem of finding someone in your family or where else to guarantee you lease. Again, should you be in trouble, not to pay for it. So with such a guarantee of that one, like a vis-a-vis, you bring that to the attention to the landlord. That's usually is very much the process of analyzing the lease of your accommodation. The social security, um, 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 in France, it's like any other countries anyway, something that is mandatory to make sure that you are covered. So you have to register yourself through Amélie, which is the name of the program and the name of the website as well. There are basic information that you need to provide to make sure that you register with the passport, the visa number, the proof of enrollment, sorry, and the birth certificate. Basic information to know who you are, where you are, how long you stay, and then that will be for you after you proceed with that request application. You get what is the carte vitale, which is the pass that you will use every time you see a doctor, go to the pharmacy to get your medication, or to the hospital as well. So the carte vitale is your health, security pass that you need to always carry with you so that you are avoiding any trouble. The social security, sorry, the health insurance is mandatory and it's free. It is quite well known, I guess, internationally, that the social security system in France is covering a lot of situations. So it's something that you will benefit from. It's always recommended that you get a complementary health insurance, because even though the coverage is quite wide and covers a lot of situations, it's always better that you have a private health insurance as well. So you will have 100% for sure reimbursement or coverage of any situation you might have. I'd like to finish with the banking application for opening a bank account in France. It's pretty straightforward. Obviously, at first, make sure that you check online and compare which bank you want to go to. But after you make your decision, you just you just provide information such as a passport, the proof of enrollment to the university or school, and of course the proof of residency in France. On that particular aspect, just feel free to contact your university or school, because they usually, if not actually all of them, have a direct connection with some specific bank as a partnership. So it's always easier, especially having the backup of the school or the university behind you. It's always easier to open a bank account with those bank institutions. All those information that are available on our website. You do have as well a chance to rewatch again this presentation. Basic information are all available on the Campus France website. From there, you will be rerouted to a different websites like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Internal Affairs. So feel free to get more information. That was a presentation that we wanted briefly to highlight the different aspects of step-by-step preparation before you move to France. So I guess this filled a lot of information, a lot of questions you might have, and provided you with the minimum information you did. Feel free to contact us anytime. We'll be happy to come back to you. I wish you a very good end of day, and just don't forget to come and check the other presentation and conferences that we have put in place those past 2 days, available on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of the day. Bye.